Due to this weekend's tragic events on the Ashland University campus, we are preempting tonight's newscast. Early Sunday morning, Giselle Updegraff fell to her death from the 7th floor of Clayton Hall. She was a beloved member of our TV2 news crew and appeared in 8 of our newscasts this semester. Tonight, we wanted to honor her memory by showing you some of the highlights of her TV2 career.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I'm Giselle Updegraff here with all of the latest entertainment news from Hollywood. American Idol is putting on a TV fundraiser. Idol Gives Back, a 2-hour charity special, airs tonight at 7:30 on Fox. The special will include performances by artists such as Kelly Clarkson, Celine Dion, Rascal Flatts, and Miley Cyrus. Ellen DeGeneres will host this campaign to make poverty history. Last year's Idol Gives Back raised $76 million to benefit underprivileged children. Hopefully, that number will be topped this year with funds going to groups such as Save the Children, America's Second Harvest, and Charity Project's Entertainment Fund. The Miss USA pageant is coming up on April 11th. Housed in the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip, the show will be hosted by Donnie and Marie Osmond. The rival Miss America pageant took place in the same casino in January, making it a popular place for the crowning of America's best and brightest young women. Speaking of Las Vegas, the new movie 21 took the lead in box office sales this weekend at $15.1 million. With big stars like Kevin Spacey, Case Bosworth, and Lawrence Fishburne, this story about 5 college students is no gamble. Leatherheads is in the number 2 spot at $13.5 million. George Clooney directs and stars in this football flick. At number 3 is Nim's Island with $13.3 million. The story of a young girl and her father living on an isolated island, this children's movie stars Abigail Breslin and Jodie Foster. Keeping up with the kiddie trend is Horton Hears a Who at $9.1 million. Adapted from a Dr. Seuss book, it is the animated tale of a faithful elephant. And last but not least is The Ruins at $7.8 million. This horse story about a vacation gone wrong is adapted from a novel. Well, that's it for this week's Entertainment Report. I'm Giselle Updegraff. Stay tuned for more AU news. Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I'm Giselle Updegraff with your Entertainment Report. The latest gossip on the celebrity cocktail circuit is the relationship between Pamela Anderson and Michael Jackson. Apparently, they've been secretly arranging dates at Malibu Beach. According to bystanders, they seemed very into each other. Their unexpected union has caused scientists to investigate the magnetic properties of silicone. Former Princess of Pop Britney Spears is trying yet again to regain her crown. Spears will open the MTV Video Music Awards this Sunday. She's been nominated 16 times but never won the famous MTV Moon Man. This year, her hit single Piece of Me is up for Best Female Video, Best Pop Video, and Best Video of the Year. Will crowds yell, "Give me more," or "Oops, she did it again"? Tune in to MTV at 9 p.m. on Sunday to find out. With more than 150 Olympic medal winners returning home, it seemed fitting that someone throw a party. We'll leave it to talk show host Oprah Winfrey to do just that. Her welcome home party was both a celebration of their efforts and a pep rally to bring the 2016 Games to the States. Held at a concert venue on Chicago's Lake Michigan, 4,000 people came out to cheer on the medalists. And now for your top 5 box office hits of the week. In the number 1 spot is Tropic Thunder, starring Ben Stiller, Jack Black, and Robert Downey Jr. It's a comedy about what happens when actors stumble across a real war. At number 2 is The House Bunny. Anna Faris plays the part of a Playboy bunny who has no other choice but to live with a sorority. Third is Death Race, set in a future where the U.S. economy has collapsed. Jason Statham plays a man framed for his wife's murder. In 4th place is The Dark Knight, currently the 9th highest grossing film of all time. Starring Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, and Morgan Freeman, this movie continues the Batman saga. Number 5 is Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the first film of the series not released by 20th Century Fox. It also lacks many of the big-name actors. Well, that's it for this week's Entertainment Report. I'm Giselle Updegraff. TV2 will be back after the break.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, September 18th, and TV2 is joining you live from the Ashland County Fair. Here's a look at today's top stories.
Ashland County Fair kicked off this week and has been attracting people from across the state. Find out about the events when we come back.
Ashland University's President Fred Finks will be getting national attention. Hear how when we return.
The aftermath of Hurricane Ike hit our area hard this week, and many are still left without power. Stay tuned to learn more. I'm Giselle Updegraff.
And I'm Jake Beckley. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland Tonight News.
Thanks for joining us. The annual Ashland County Fair kicked off Sunday, and despite ugly weather, earlier this week has been off to a great start. Big-time country music stars Emerson Drive and Tracy Lawrence stopped by Tuesday night for a concert. Other highlight events included tractor pulls, harness racing, and the mini truck derby. Campus last Thursday as part of the Adopt a Grandparent Community Service Program. Exotic animals included an armadillo, an alligator, a tropical bird, bearcat, and several others. Elderly residents from local nursing homes were brought to see the animals, as well as children from elementary schools. The event was free and open to AU students as well. Coburn Art Gallery will host an exhibition of work produced by AU alumni. The exhibit will run now through the 4th of October. An artist reception will be held between 4:30 and 6:30 on October 3rd. Both the reception and the exhibit are free and open to the public. The Coburn Art Gallery is located outside Hugo Young Theater in AU's Center for the Arts. Normal gallery hours are 10 to 5 weekdays, and other viewing times can be made via appointment. For further information, contact Larry Sheeman, Director of Gallery Operations, at 419-289-5652. Once again, that's 419-298-5652. Still to come, presidential VP candidate is reaching out to Ohio voters by making stops in our area. Find out more when we return. It's all coming up on Ashland Tonight News. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News.
Are you a student who has questions or concerns you would like to ask President Finks? Well, you can. Email your questions to tv2@ashland.edu and turn in next week to get answers when TV2 producer Brittany Lee sits down with the president and finds out what Finks thinks.
And if you are looking for something to do tonight, stop by the Student Center Auditorium to hear special speaker Bless Casson Landis talk about her experiences with the death penalty and how she thinks it should be changed. The event begins at 7:30. Well, Giselle, have you been to the fair yet?
No, this is my first time.
Same for me, but I plan on coming Friday night to check it out, so
get some good fair food?
It's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that does it for tonight's Ashland Tonight News.
We would just like to thank our TV2 crew, and if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
And don't forget to join us next Thursday at 4:30.
Thanks for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Here's a look at Ashland's top stories.
Evelyn Stratton, Ohio Supreme Court Justice, has spoken at the Ashland University Ashbrook Center. Find out why when we return.
Ashland's Young Democrats present Carol King. Stay tuned to hear what she has to say about women's issues and the 2008 presidential election.
What's new in the Doubt College of Business and Economics building? Well, stay tuned to learn more. I'm Giselle Updegraff.
And I'm Jake Beckley, and it's all coming up next, only on Ashland Tonight News.
Thanks for joining us. Ohio Supreme Court Justice Evelyn Stratton came to speak to Ashbrook students. As she discussed her journey to the bench, Stratton spent her childhood in Southeast Asia as a missionary child during the Vietnam War. In 1989, she became the first woman to be elected judge of the Franklin County Common Pleas Court. Stratton's efforts have led to major changes in adoption law and mental health reforms. AU's Spectrum Arts and Lecture Series opens October 3rd. Comedians Christian Finnegan, Mike Britt, and Doug Benson from VH1's Best Week Ever will perform at 7 and 9 p.m. in Redwood Hall. Tickets are $2 for AU students with ID and $10 for general admission. To purchase tickets, please call the AU box office at 419-289-5125. So what are everyone's plans for this weekend?
Traveling to Hillsdale with the cheerleaders and root on the football team.
I'm going home for my mom's birthday.
I plan on sleeping in a little bit. That's about it for me.
I'm also going to Hillsdale for the football game with the AU band. Go Eagles.
Sweet. Well, We would just like to thank our TV2 crew, and if you are interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
Well, that does it for tonight's Ashland 2 Night News. Join us again next Thursday at 4:30.
Good night.
Good night.
And thank you for tuning in to Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, October 2nd, and here's a look at today's top stories.
It's homecoming week, and the King and Queen have been crowned. Find out who the royalty is when we come back.
AU soccer teams won't be playing the rest of their season on the home fields. Hear why when we return.
2 Ashland police officers that may have given you citations have been suspended for bad conduct. Stay tuned to learn more. I'm Giselle Updegraff.
And I'm Jake Beckley. It's all coming up next only on Ashland Tonight News.
Thanks for joining us. This year's 28th annual Banana Splittin' was held yesterday. The event was moved from its traditional place on Founders Lawn to Redwood Hall due to inclement weather. Many campus organizations competed in competitions for fastest eaters, most creative eating style, and best costumes. Ashland's own First Lady, Holly Finks, joined in on the fun this year, competing with the Delta Zeta sorority, while her husband, President Finks, competed with the Phi Delta Theta fraternity. This year's theme was Home Run Hittin' at Banana Splittin', and free t-shirts were given away to the first people in attendance. Sponsored by CAB, Homecoming Committee, and Dining Services, the event was, as always, a hit. If you missed the homecoming events earlier this week, don't worry. This weekend is packed with more spirited events. Tonight at 6 p.m., the second annual Powder Puff football game will be held. Tomorrow, the homecoming comedian will perform in Redwood with 2 showings at 7 and 9 p.m. The big game day will kick off on Saturday with the homecoming parade at 11:30 a.m. After that, everyone will head to the stadium to watch the Eagles take on Wayne State at 1 p.m. at the community stadium. The homecoming festivities will then come to an end with the homecoming dance at 9 p.m. in Redwood on Saturday night. In just a few short hours, Democrat and Republican vice president candidates will square off in their first and only debate against each other. Senator Joe Biden and Governor Sarah Palin will go live on national television tonight from Washington University in St. Louis. Critics say key subjects will include the stock market and current foreign oil policies. Both candidates have been preparing for tonight all week with mock debates under the supervision of both parties' key strategists. The debate will begin at 9 p.m. and will last a total of an hour and a half. Each candidate will have 90 seconds to respond to questions, followed by a 2-minute discussion period. Each candidate will then give a 2-minute closing statement. The debate will broadcast live on our NBC affiliate channels as well as most major networks. Goodbye summer, hello fall. October is here and so is the cold weather. Stay tuned for your weather updates with Leland Gottlieb coming up next. Ashland Tonight News will be right back.
I'm Leland, the weatherman Gottlieb, bringing you, yes, Ashland's weather. Well, brr, it's been really cold out there the last few days. I stepped outside last night, put on some flip-flops, and my feet were freezing. Let's get right to the maps and explain why it's so cold out. We have a high-pressure system down to the southwest and a low-pressure system just to the north of us. In between that, we have a gradient of air which is pushing winds down from the north right here into Ohio, so we have some cool weather. And we have another low-pressure system all the way to the west that will be affecting us later in the week. But right now, we have some cool weather, so get in the house and have some fires going. Now let's take a look just how cold it is outside right now. We can see that temperatures here in Ohio haven't even got out of the 50s, sitting at 54 in Cleveland and 59 down in Columbus. And here in Ashland, we're sitting at 57. So get inside and stay warm. Lastly, let's take a look at those dew points. This measures the moisture in the air and the humidity. Generally, it has to be above 60. And just like last week, it is below 60. It's actually in the 40s, so it's very dry, so we have that crisp, cool air outside. Now let's take a look at that all-important 3-day forecast. And as you can see, temperatures will be moderating and the clouds will push out of here. And we'll see temperatures as high as 66 on Sunday. So get out there and enjoy it.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News.
If you're a student that lives on campus, home inspections will be starting this weekend. If your room has something that violates Ashland's housing regulations, you may face citations and fines. If you have questions, make sure to talk to your RA.
Are you a student who has questions or concerns you would like to ask President Finks? Well, you can. Email us your questions to tv2@ashland.edu, and TV2 producer Brittany Lee will get the answers on the next edition of Finks Things. So, what's everybody doing for homecoming?
Going to the comedian on Friday, yeah.
Okay.
The big parade on Saturday. A lot of the groups will be passing out candy, so bring your children to the parade.
Yum.
I'm pretty excited about the football game on Saturday. Go Eagles.
Well, that about does it for tonight's Ashland Tonight News.
We would just like to thank our TV2 crew, and if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
And don't forget to join us next Thursday at 4:30.
Thanks for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
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 Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, October 16th, and here's a look at today's top stories.
1 week later, and the doors of Archway Cookie Factory are still closed. But now former employees are taking action. Learn how when we return.
Fires in Ashland may not be put out as quickly due to the loss of one of the department's tankers. Find out how quick you'd get a response when we come back. An AU sports team is going pink for the cure. Find out more when we return. I'm Giselle Updegraff. And I'm Brittany Lee. It's all coming up next on Ashland Tonight News. AU's Center for Community Service will put on Service Week from October 18th through the 25th. This year's theme is Pay It Forward. The week begins this Saturday with Tau Kappa Epsilon's Alzheimer's Memory Walk. Registration begins at 10 a.m. on Founders Lawn. On Sunday, the Hunger Team sponsors the Crop Walk at 2 p.m. at the Christ United Methodist Church. The Adopted Grandparent Team will sponsor a pumpkin painting session on October 20th at 6:30 p.m. in the Resource Room of the Student Center. A Go Green meeting will be held at 8:30, also in the Resource Room. Service opportunities continue with a Halloween party on the 21st at the Good Shepherd Home. Delta Zeta's Trick or Treat Help Someone Eat canned food drive will run all week. Non-perishable food items can be dropped off at all residence halls and the Student Center. So if you're looking for an opportunity to give back, please visit ashland.edu/ComServe for a complete list of activities. Again, that's ashland.edu/COMMSERV. AU Student Senate held their semi-annual Student Speak Up on Tuesday in the HCSC auditorium. Students had the opportunity to discuss campus issues with key administrators, such as President Finks and VP of Student Affairs Sue Hyman. Among the subjects discussed were concerns about dining, student retention, tuition, academics, and alcohol. The administrators did take note of all the student concerns and hopefully will see results in the near future. Students are always encouraged to voice their opinions, and Speak Up is the best opportunity to do so. The next Student Speak Up will be in April, but don't hesitate to contact your administrators in the meantime. As Director of Residence Life Michelle Sheets said, we can't do anything about issues we don't know about. 1 week ago, employees of Ashland's Archway Cookie Factory received the unexpected word that the plant was closing. Now, some employees are letting their outrage be known. Four-year employee Jeff Austin filed a class action lawsuit against the company yesterday, stating the sudden announcement was in violation of the WARN Act. According to the WARN Act, companies are required to give their employees 60 days notice before they close their doors. Under this act, the company is liable for the wages and benefits of their employees during those 60 days. The Cookie Factory announced the closing of their Ashland location on October 3rd and filed for bankruptcy on October 6th. For the latest on this case, be sure to tune in next week for updates. Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. If you're in the mood to check out some unusual art this weekend, head over to the Academic Corridor. The annual Sidewalk Chalk Festival will be taking place this Saturday, October 18th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Artists will be creating murals on the concrete sidewalks, so be sure to check it out. If you're currently taking a class that you aren't doing so well in, you can take it pass-fail. Registration for the SU option began this Monday, and the deadline is next Friday, October 24th. For more information or to register, make sure you stop by the registrar's office in Founders Hall. So what's everyone doing this weekend? Well, I'm actually very excited because I am getting a new car this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for the football game. The AU band's put on a great show this weekend, so come out and check us out. It should be a good time.
Definitely.
I'm going to go to casino night with my family.
I have to work at Macy's all weekend, so lame weekend for me.
Well, Saturday at 10 a.m. I'm going to be on Founders Lawn for the Teak Memory Walk, so you guys should come out and support that.
Definitely. Well, that about does it for TV2 tonight.
We would like to say a big thank you to our TV2 crew, and if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
And don't forget to join us next Thursday at 4:30.
Thanks for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
night.
See ya.
Good evening and thank you for tuning in to Ashland 2 Night News. Today is Thursday, October 23rd, and here is a look at your top stories.
If you have thought about showing a video to other students, you may want to think again. Find out why the tech crew had to cancel the showings of a few movies. And Ashland University is celebrating Community Service Week. Find out what they've been doing and how you can be a part of the next service event.
The second annual Sidewalk Chalk Festival was this weekend. Stay tuned to see footage from these professional and beginning artists. And one lucky professor from the Arts and Science Building has just been awarded. Stay tuned to hear more. I'm Brittany Lee.
And I'm Giselle Updegraff. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland 2 Night News. AU's Service Week continues with tonight's Adopt a Grandparent at the Good Shepherd Nursing Home. If you're interested, please meet in the mailroom at 6:50 p.m. Students may also sign up for the dog walking at the Ashland County Animal Shelter on Friday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Your last chance to get involved in Service Week is this Saturday's Make a Difference Day. There will be various opportunities throughout the community, including leaf raking for senior citizens and the Habitat for Humanity team build. Delta Zeta will also be collecting cans all week for their Trick or Treat Help Someone Eat. Please help out by leaving non-perishable food items in the boxes located in the dorms and the Student Center. BSU held their first open mic night in the Eagles Landing, where they showcased a variety of talents from singers, rappers, poets, and acoustic guitar performances. Along with the outstanding lineup, we had AU's very own religious life professor, Peter Slade. Well, I hope everyone's planning on getting out there and voting this year. As for TV2, what are you guys doing this weekend?
Well, tonight I'm going to Chapter Presents at 9:30 in Redwood.
Is everyone else going? Greg, are you going to it?
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
And as for this weekend, I'm going up to Allendale, Michigan to watch Ashland pull off the biggest upset in school history. So
Go
I'm pretty
Eagles.
excited about that.
I'm going to go see the Saw 5 movie if it's not too scary.
Oh, you are brave.
Not me.
And I'm actually going with Delta Zeta trick-or-treating this Sunday. Don't forget to drop off your cans. There's boxes in all of the dorms.
I'm going to go see Saw 5 too, so I'll probably be
Ooh.
shaking alongside this girl
You guys
here.
are brave.
Yeah. Well, my boyfriend's dragging me. It's his fault. Well, that about does it for Ashland 2 Night News.
We would like to say thank you to our TV2 crew. And if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
And don't forget to join us next Thursday at 4:30. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to TV2's special Halloween edition of Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, October 30th, and here's a look at today's top stories.
If you're looking to study abroad, AU has 4 new opportunities to allow you to see the world. Find out more when we return.
Halloween is one day away. Stay tuned for tips that will help you make sure your kids are safe when trick-or-treating.
An explosion earlier this week left a Mansfield house in pieces. Learn what caused the disaster when we come back. I'm Giselle Updegraff.
And I'm Jake Beckley. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland Tonight News. Stay tuned.
AU will now be offering 2 new programs. Early childhood education majors will have the option to pursue a Spanish minor that applies directly to their field. This minor could potentially set them apart from other job applicants. There's an increasing number of children in Ohio schools whose first language is Spanish, and this minor gives teachers the opportunity to better understand their students. This new program requires participants to study in Mexico for 6 weeks. While abroad, they will take classes and work directly with students and teachers in Mexican classrooms. AU will also now be offering a Master's of Fine Arts degree. Those who are interested in this program can attend an informational session hosted by AU. The session will take place on November 12th at 7 p.m. in Douck. If you're interested, please RSVP by November 5th to swells@ashland.edu. Ever considered studying abroad? Here's your opportunity. The AU Office of Global Education is offering 4 study tours. For those interested in religion, Dr. Ahn will lead the Legacy of Paul and Peter in Italy during spring break. This 10-day Italian experience focuses on major theological, cultural, and social issues within Roman Catholicism. Participants will travel to cities such as Florence, Assisi, and Rome. If you'd prefer South America, then you can head to Peru with Dr. Swain. The trip will take place May 11th through 22nd and focus on the cultural transition from Inca to colonial society. The trip will tour the coast, mountains, and jungle regions. Dr. Hilary Taynor will also be leading a tour this summer. Taynor will travel with students through London from May 14th through the 30th. The trip will look at London's history, culture, and character. Linked with this spring's 3-credit course in British literature, the tour includes trips to the Westminster Abbey, the British Museum, the Tower of London, and even a guided theatrical London tour. If you'd prefer to stay in the States, Dr. Carl Wally and David Comer will lead Colonization of Our Nations, beginning in New England this June. The tour is designed for secondary social studies and language art teachers. Students will experience places like Plymouth Rock, the Salem Witch Museum, and even the famed Old North Church of Paul Revere's Wild Ride.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News.
Attention seniors, if you plan on getting your diploma in May, your graduation application is due this Saturday, November 1st. All applications must be turned in to the registrar's office.
Also, don't forget to turn your clocks back this weekend. Standard time returns on Sunday, November 2nd at 2 a.m. So make sure to set your clock back an hour before you go to bed. Any Halloween plans that everybody's doing this weekend?
I know I have some. Personally, I'm going to be dressing up as a brownie, candy-coated sprinkles and all, and I'm going to be having a great time.
Delicious.
Yeah. Yep. Anybody else?
I'm going to a Halloween costume party. I'm going to be a Ghostbuster.
Oh. No way. Yeah. I didn't even see that coming. That's funny.
Well, I'm going as a devil this year. I'm going out to Toledo to hang out with some of my high school buddies.
Sweet. Well, that about does it for tonight's Ashland Tonight News.
We would just like to thank our TV2 crew, and if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
And don't forget to join us next Tuesday for election night coverage at 9, and again next Thursday at 4:30 for your weekly newscast.
Thanks for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, November 6th, and here's a look at your top stories.
Food waste isn't a problem for this campus. Find out what AU is doing to cut down on its food costs. Archway Cookie Factory is in yet another legal case, and some say fraud played a huge part in its sudden closing. Hear the whole story when we return.
Has the decline in the economy had an effect on AU? And whose job is on the line? Stay tuned to hear answers to AU's budget deficit when we return. And just in case you missed it, we'll be telling you the winners of Ashland County levies and issues. You don't want to miss this, so stay tuned. I'm Brittany Lee.
And I'm Giselle Updegraff. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland Tonight News. Joining us, Convo has been feeding more than just college students. AU has introduced Piggylicious, a new program in which the kitchen wastes are sent to local hog farmers to use as feed. Every night, pails are filled with non-meat scraps and taken home by employees who use the scraps on their own hog farms. This has helped AU cut food costs by 50%, and this food waste method is much better for the pig's weight gain. This reduction of waste may even allow dining services to eliminate one of its dumpsters.
AU is developing a collaborative plan to cut costs in the face of a $3 million deficit. The forecast deficit is 2.5% of AU's $115 million budget. According to President Finks, no faculty positions will be cut, but there is a possibility of cutting the majors that only have a few students. Reasons for the deficit include issues with the stock market and the national economy. There have also been a decrease in enrollment and increase in cost of utilities, which does not add up. Meetings have been held in various departments in order to discuss solutions to this plan. Still to come, find out what one AU student feels about our new president and his opinion on what this election means to America. One lucky Ashland High School graduate has something to be happy about. Find out what this lucky girl is celebrating when we return. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, Campus Activities Board is presenting comedian Retta. She has appeared on a variety of popular shows and is scheduled to perform this Saturday in Redwood Hall at 9 p.m. It's sure to be an exciting evening, so make sure you get out there to see her perform.
And make sure you go out and support our AU cheerleaders and dance team next Thursday by watching the game live with the rest of us when the Cavs take on the Nuggets. Tickets can be purchased in the Res Life office located in the Hawkins Student Center.
So, what's everyone up to this weekend?
Well, this Saturday, I think I'm going to go see Retta.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
I'll be at the football game on Saturday. Go Eagles.
Okay.
Yep, it's senior night, so everyone better show up.
I will actually be spending the weekend in New York City. I am so excited. I'm going to do some shopping while I'm there.
I'm jealous. I'm going to be stuck in the library doing homework all weekend.
Not fun.
No.
We would just like to thank our TV2 crew. And if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
Well, that does it for tonight's Ashland Tonight News. Join us again next Thursday at 4:30.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Giselle was a much-loved member of the TV2 crew and the Collegian newspaper. She will be missed by many. Giselle, her family, and friends are in our thoughts and prayers. We are off next week for Thanksgiving break, but we will return December 4th for the last TV2 newscast of the semester. Thanks for joining us.